I've seen Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, and I know that you are gender neutral when it comes to telling stories. For instance, this movie that's just released is a film that is about three guys essentially. It's about people. They happen to be three guys, okay? Luck by Chance was a female protagonist, and yet, you know what? I think a female director makes a difference. Do you agree?
I don't agree that Luck by Chance was a female film, for starters.
Okay, yeah, okay. It was a universal struggler getting in.
It's a movie about a couple. It's a it's a story about a couple.
But wouldn't you say the protagonist was the female with
No, I think there were two protagonists in that film.
Okay, that's interesting.
To me, it's like a love story.
Right.
But I mean, they get together. Because they have a commonality of ambition.
Right.
And that's the same thing that
takes them
into completely different worlds. To me, it's a story of two people, and a story of two people that view themselves so differently, and that have such a different idea of self-worth and self-esteem that it actually radically affects their destiny
and their careers.
Therefore, and they kind of feed off each other and take from each other by the end of it. And he learns. I mean, he kind of grows a conscience and a sensitivity, and she understands the fact that she's here and she's fine, and she's gonna take her path, which means leaving him.
While I do see that, and I did see the film like that, I did identify, perhaps because of my gender, really with the female character, and also because she was a stronger character.
I mean she's also a little more noble, which is why you identify with her.
Perhaps,
but I totally get off on him.
She was the hero for me in that sense.
But for me, I identify with her, but I kind of admire him.
Right.
I get off on him. I see his smartness. I see how he works, and I see his charm, and I see his belief, and I find that enviable.
Right.
Because
that can be the difference between success and failure in a commercial sense, and in a wider world.
So for me, it was very interesting to do that. So I don't really particularly see it as a female protagonist part. I don't see it as a female film. Not that there's a problem with a female film, but I just haven't gotten, I keep getting asked, are you going to make a...
I think because you all are so rare, female filmmakers are still rare in this industry. Given the volume of films we make, I think we have, what, 3 or 4
but come on, they're coming in by the
women
dozens
who are
now,
making
and
films
good.
At a certain level of scale.
Yeah.
The point I want to focus on is the gaze of the female filmmaker.
Right.
Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, Katrina Kaif, the beautiful, gorgeous Katrina Kaif, who's launched many a wet dream with Sheila Ki Jawani, is in this movie looking as beautiful and gorgeous as she always does, and yet she's not an object. And I think that is the female gaze, whether it is whether it's something that you're conscious of or unconscious.
With all due respect, Sheila Ki Jawani is a female filmmaker.
It is. It is. I'm saying that Katrina Kaif, in most movies that she's been in, is beautiful, almost like an object. Whereas in your movie, she was a character. Now, maybe I'm being unfair to other filmmakers and flattering to you, I don't know. But that's the way I saw it. And I don't know, but I'm connecting it to the fact that it's the female gaze, which is yours.
I mean, yes and no. I think there are certain filmmakers with who Katrina has worked, like Rajniti, where she played a character, and a pivotal character, and a strong character, Namaste London, and they're all male filmmakers. And in this film, I was very... I mean, I can't write props for women. I mean, look at me. My women are never going to be props. And if they are props, then there'll be a reason why they are props. And it'll be a point. Oh, look, that's a prop. You know what I mean? So that's not going to happen. And Katrina worked for me. She's sporty. She's very healthy looking. I needed somebody who's a traveler, but she's a diver. She's athletic. And Katrina has that. She's very, very healthy. She's open. She's somebody you can, she's got that smile. You just want to start talking to her when you meet her. She's friendly, and she just worked for me, and I didn't feel the need for her to be objectified or made sexy with an effort, because she is. She already
she's naturally so beautiful.
She's naturally beautiful. I mean, if I want to see her on the beach, I don't. I mean, I don't understand women walking out of the sea in a bikini and they're totally dry. Firstly, with full makeup on, and that's not my idea of anything. It's my idea of cheesy.
Do you think that your approach is different from what is normally happening?
I don't know. I
think it is. As a viewer, I think it is. Yeah.
I mean, and I hope it works, which is I think more important because then people will notice it. You know, I hope it works. But I do know filmmakers that don't treat their women like props. You know, and it's nice to see that. I mean, it's offensive, I find it offensive.
Yeah. The other thing I thought about the film was that while it's an ensemble and everybody plays pivotal roles and characters and everybody's got stories, backstories and all of that, you know, and moments of truth for each character, I also think that the film belongs to Farhan Akhtar. Now, is that, I really think so.
Let's get one thing very clear. Very clear. Right now, everybody, the film belongs to me. I'm sorry. Let's get something very clear.
What I meant is as an actor.
Really?
Yeah. For me, I felt that where the cast is concerned, he walks away with the film. Now it could be because he has all the funny lines.
Yeah.
Now is that because he's the dialogue writer and so he managed to get all the funny lines? What is the thing?
We wrote him like that.
Yeah.
We wrote the part like that. I mean, Rima and me write the whole script in English. So, you know, I mean, he's not just doing a translation job.
Right.
He's adapting it and expressing it in another medium. But we know where the humor comes in. So it's not he wrote himself in, not at all. It's what we wanted. And B, I love him in the movie. I love him in the movie. Okay?
But you don't think the film is his? Where the cast is concerned?
Don't think the film is his. Because I honestly can't see that film without the other two. You know, I mean, like to me, it's a three-boy film.
Yeah, it is.
No, and I don't, you know, like I honestly, the kind of part, like for me, like I'm a Roshan fan. Like I love Hrithik. And I feel he's so different. He's so easy. He's so easy in his skin in this movie, you know, and it's like the way he wears his hair, his shirts, his body language, you know, just the way he is, his romantic scenes. I mean, I don't think another actor would hold those scenes. Honestly, you know.
So
and Abhay, who is, he's just super cute in the film,
You know, you're the mother with all these babies
I'm sorry.
in your baby, which is the film.
I mean,
but the thing is,
super charming. And you know, I'll tell you something honestly. In all the screenings that I've had, focus screenings, there have been bunches of people, which is when I realized that I'm okay. I have women like you who've walked out and said, you know, the film belongs to Farhan Akhtar. I have women that have walked out and said, I didn't look at anybody except Hrithik Roshan.
So are you?
No, it's true. And then some people say, I'm shocked. Abhay is the best.
Okay, so,
you know, so
are you like, trying to say that this is a subjective female reaction?
Completely.
Come on, Zoya. This is an intelligent, film-going, film-literate person reacting to who she thought was the best actor in the film.
I'm sorry, I can smell a hormone haze a mile away. No.
That Farhan is a director, the fact that he makes films, he understands the craft, does that make him a better actor? Does that mean he gets it a little bit more than most actors?
No, I'll tell you a couple of things. One is Farhan, when you're a director, where you have an edge when it comes to acting is you have your technicalities correct. Because acting is not just creative, it's a technical job as well. You gotta hit your mark. While giving your line, you could be having a nervous breakdown in the scene, but you got to hit that mark or you're out of focus. You've got to angle yourself, you've got to hit the light, you've got to be able to keep your eyes open with the light in it. It's a technical job. Where you go, what you do, it's not easy. And I think those things he's very privy. He knows, he has a relationship with the camera and he knows how to work that. That is fine. But performance-wise, you either have it or don't. You know, and all said that and done, I mean, Abhay and Hrithik are many films old. Hrithik has been an assistant director. So they are super savvy. they are super savvy. Like Abhay, I mean, Hrithik they can direct.
You're demolishing all my arguments.
It's true. Abhay's doing a short film now. He's going to direct a short film. He's written stuff. He worked on Dev D. He's written a film. He's going to direct a short film, and Hrithik, I'm sure at some point is going to direct because he is his father's son.
Right. So you're saying, okay, so you're saying that a director, an actor, and anybody an actor who has a better understanding of the craft and the technicalities will therefore be easier to direct, or will therefore maybe be a better actor. Correct?
I don't think he'll be a better actor. I think it'll be an easier actor in the sense he will get, you know, you will get your, you'll hit the technical points. But is it going to make you perform better? I don't think so. I think you either have that flamboyance and that that inhibition. You can let go. You know, you can tap inside and find that truth or not, and that's got nothing to do with.
Could you ever become an actor?
No, I'm bad.
You wouldn't be able to let go, right, in front of everybody else.
I don't have it. I mean, I've been a casting director.
What do you need? Because, you know, I must admit that I am just shocked at Farhan becoming an actor suddenly. You know,
Farhan's always been a performer. See, I'm not a performer. Like, I don't have that. Firstly, I don't have that need. I don't have that urge. I don't have that. I'm not talented with that. You know, I don't have that. I don't have that. I don't even have the narcissism. I'm not talented. And I don't have that.
That's interesting.
You know, I don't have it, and I know it. I don't have it. I've never been interested in it. You know, they've never intrigued me. I don't get excited. I love actors. There are certain favorites. I'd be happy to meet them, but they don't do anything for me. Like, I'm more excited when I see musicians. You know, so I don't have that for it. You know, and I look at actors and they're amazing and they have that quality and they're magnetic and they're really powerful tools, you know, when you're a director.
One more thought, and that is that where you and Farhan are concerned, it's just, you know, it's fascinating to see brother and sister, same field, with a set of friends who are feeding in so well, and, you know, you're feeding into them, they're feeding into you, and vice versa, into a collective, collaborative output, okay, which is cinema. Is there ever any sense of competitiveness that comes in within this collaboration and within this bonhomie of family and you know, all of that?
No.
Not at all?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all. Because the way we work, I mean, it's like Farhan, me, Reema, Abhishek Kapoor now, Gattu. I mean, Ritesh is, of course, the producer of all of us. But in terms of, I think we are really, we really want the other film because we're all involved in it. You know, to do better, you know, and it doesn't matter because it's a part of you.
No, not competitive in terms of your project versus my project, but the thing is that, you know, that I need to accomplish this, I need to do this, you know, I need to be better, I need to get bigger projects. Is there that at all?
No, I mean, you know, it's weird, but a lot of times your films get made only if you get bigger stars.
I'm trying to get into the psychological space between siblings in the same space. And
no,
all of
it's
that.
Too much fun. Actually, there's none of that. Actually, it's really, and frankly, for me, Reema is my sibling. She's literally like, you know, Farhan, me, and we're like family with her. So, but it's so, we are really lucky. Because we work on each other's films. She came. She's a second unit director on my movie. She's been the second unit director on Farhan's movie. I have shot on her film. I have shot for Laksh.
This kind of proximity, which
fantastic.
is both on the professional and personal front, does that sometimes get too much? Like, and I'm not looking for you know.
We fight. We fight.
Yeah. So like, I'm saying, does that get a bit much? Like, I'm happy sometimes when I speak to my parents that they're not at all involved with what I do.
You're way more familiar, and therefore you say things you wouldn't say to another co-worker. You know, you do end up freaking out and dealing with it in a particularly like sibling way. You know, where you run into the van and screech at each other and fight and then don't speak for a day and then you're fine.
But you're saying net it's an advantage. It's
good.
A
humongous advantage. I've been on set where I'm running out of time and I'm shooting with Abhay or Hrithik and I'm like, Farhan, you gotta take this shot. And I put him in a car and put the camera there and I'm like, it's your close-up in the cab.
You're the older sister, na? Huh? You're the older sister, na?
I'm like, just shoot yourself. And he's like, what? I'm like, you don't have dialogues, you don't have to act, it's a close-up, just shoot it. Okay, you're a director. So the poor guy set his own frame and he's done a close-up and a wider.
Am I not an actor? Don't I need direction?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a humongous advantage.
Do you see him directing himself anytime?
I don't think he's keen on doing that. I don't see it. I mean, when he's writing and directing, he also likes actors. He likes you know, having stimulating relationships when it comes to that. So he likes actors. He wants to work with different actors. So I don't see him casting himself in his own movie.
It would become like a Karthik calling Karthik in real life.
Yeah, I don't see him do that. Yeah, for a while.
All right, Zoya, final question, and that is, it's 2 films, okay? Your career is, you know, at the start, because I'm hoping and expecting a body of work over a period of time. What is it that you'd like your films to leave people with? Because a lot of authors have, you know, you have a take on things. So for instance, you know, somebody's interested in stories of loss, somebody's interested in stories of migration, journeys, you know, all of that. What is it that you would like your films to have as a, you know, subtle signature, but a signature?
I think it's really, you know, following your bliss. And finding yourself. I think I think both, at least these two, on some level, if there's any similarity between both of them, it's kind of like based on individuality, you know, and finding who you are, and following, not letting anybody define you. I think that's very key, and it's very key here, because we like to herd everything, and you know, everything becomes like something, and "Arey, you to made hangover, arey, it's like Dil Chahta hai, arey, it's like," you know, just what is the need? What is this need to make it like this? Just watch it now, then decide if it's like that or not. You know, we have this need to bunch things up and put them into boxes, and people are like, you know, there are very few voices, I think, that I aspire for that. I don't know if I make sense. I don't know if it's gonna the story.
Follow your bliss is very, very clear, and to, you know, not to be defined by narrow categories in anything in life.
I think these two films have, you know, the same kind of I think that's a common grain in both these films. Though I don't know what my third one will be, and I don't know when my body of work is over. What it
don't worry. Maybe I'll still be around waiting to interpret it. But Zoya, lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Lovely, lovely. All the best.
Okay, thank you.